Did you know this crisis was once hidden? Now it defines entire neighborhoods. California faces a spiraling RV homeless disaster. Streets overflow with parked shelters. Engines hum through silent nights. Desperation replaces former normalcy. People live trapped inside metal shells. Each door hides a painful story. Each window holds silent fear. This is not temporary hardship. This is growing urban collapse. The situation worsens every passing week. Officials admit the surge continues. Communities struggle to respond effectively. Hope feels dangerously thin. The nightmare feels endless. RVs now crowd residential streets. They block sidewalks and driveways. Trash gathers around worn tires. Sewage leaks onto cracked pavement. Flies swarm around stagnant pools. The smell fills open air. Children step around dangerous debris. Elderly walk with quiet fear. Residents avoid eye contact daily. Tension thickens with every moment. Frustration grows on both sides. Compassion fades slowly. Anger replaces understanding. The atmosphere feels volatile. Many arrived after financial collapse. Job losses shattered stability. Rent climbed beyond reach. Wages stagnated against rising costs. Medical bills destroyed savings. Divorce forced sudden relocations. Evictions happened without mercy. One notice changed everything. Families packed their final belongings. They moved into cheap RVs, not by choice, by necessity. Life inside these vehicles feels suffocating. Space remains painfully limited. Privacy barely exists. Nights stay unbearably cold. Days become dangerously hot. Ventilation fails often. Mold creeps along ceilings. Rust eats through aging frames. Maintenance costs overwhelm owners. Repairs remain impossible. Dignity erodes slowly. Children adapt too quickly. They study on cramped tables. They sleep beside humming generators. They bathe using bottled water. They miss stable routines. School attendance declines dramatically. Social isolation deepens daily. Their childhood feels stolen. Dreams shrink under pressure. Innocence fades too early. Parents fight constant stress. They fear theft and violence. They fear police raids. They fear sudden towing. Every knock brings panic. Every siren triggers terror. Safety feels like illusion. Stability never lasts long. Anxiety rules every decision. Veterans inhabit many vehicles. They once served with honor. Now they feel forgotten. Promises feel broken. Support feels distant. Their pride remains wounded. Their pain runs deep. Working families also suffer. Full-time jobs barely sustain survival. Paychecks vanish instantly. Fuel, food, and fees dominate budgets. Saving becomes impossible. Progress feels unreachable. Each day repeats struggle. Local businesses complain loudly. Customers feel uncomfortable nearby. Property values decline sharply. Complaints flood city offices. Calls for enforcement increase. Demands for removal persist. Leaders feel pressured intensely, but enforcement creates chaos. Towing eliminates shelter. Entire lives vanish overnight. Families scatter helplessly. Trauma deepens further. Temporary shelters cannot cope. Beds run out quickly. Waiting lists stretch endlessly. Staff feel overwhelmed constantly. Resources remain critically low. Funding falls short every time. Solutions never reach demand. Gaps widen everywhere. Public restrooms stay limited. Hygiene becomes major challenge. Illness spreads easily. Infection risks multiply daily. Emergency rooms see rising cases.
Mental health deteriorates rapidly. Depression grips many lives. Substance abuse grows silently. Desperation fuels dangerous choices. Law enforcement patrols frequently. Citations issued regularly. Fines stack unbearably. Legal troubles mount. Fear governs every movement. People relocate repeatedly. Stability becomes memory. Trust declines dramatically. Some RV zones resemble small cities. Makeshift communities form slowly. People share limited resources. Mutual protection becomes essential. Basic kindness survives hardship. Solidarity grows quietly. Yet danger still lingers. Crime remains constant threat. Winter rains flood interiors. Electrical failures spark fires. Dangerous wiring causes accidents. Safety standards remain non-existent. Life feels fragile constantly. Disaster feels inevitable. Politicians promise bold reform. Press conferences show concern. Campaign speeches highlight urgency. But actions remain minimal. Budget allocations remain insufficient. Policies stall endlessly. Reform feels painfully slow. Victims wait endlessly. Tourists rarely notice truth. Beautiful beaches mask suffering. Golden sunsets hide despair. Advertisements sell paradise. Reality tells different story. Behind glamour lies decay. Behind luxury stands ruin. The number keeps rising. More vehicles arrive weekly. More families lose housing. More children face instability. More seniors suffer silently. The scale expands unchecked. Experts warn of collapse. They predict worsening conditions. They foresee wider displacement. They analyze shrinking affordability. They highlight systemic failure. Their warnings echo unheeded. Time runs dangerously short. Each RV reflects survival. Each resident reflects resilience. Yet resilience has limits. Human endurance wears down. Constant stress destroys spirit. Fatigue overwhelms hope. Motivation fades slowly. Some attempt relocation. They search distant counties. They chase cheaper possibilities. But costs follow them. Opportunities remain scarce. Transportation drains finances. Dreams collapse again. Many feel trapped permanently. They lose connection to society. Isolation consumes their world. Shame silences their voices. Stigma prevents recovery. Judgment replaces empathy. Children grow into uncertainty. Their futures feel unstable. Education becomes inconsistent. Confidence declines steadily. Social development suffers deeply. They carry emotional scars. Volunteers try making impact. They deliver food supplies. They offer blankets and aid. Their compassion inspires briefly. But needs exceed support. Their reach remains limited. Some residents share haunting stories, like lost careers overnight, like sudden illness bankruptcies, like domestic violence escapes. Each story cuts deeply. Each tale reflects systemic cruelty. The cycle tightens relentlessly. Poverty breeds more poverty. Stress fuels destructive habits. Trauma becomes normalized. Healing feels unreachable. City planners struggle desperately. They propose new housing initiatives. They discuss zoning reforms. Bureaucracy delays progress. Public opinion divides sharply. Legal battles stall projects. Nothing moves swiftly. Meanwhile, weather remains unforgiving. Heat waves scorch interiors. Air becomes unbreathable. Dehydration threatens health. Frost nights freeze bones. Comfort vanishes entirely. Every passing day tests endurance. Every sunrise brings uncertainty. Every sunset brings dread. Every moment feels unstable. Survival dominates existence. And through it all, silence grows. Society turns away slowly. Cameras redirect elsewhere. Attention fades quickly. The forgotten remain abandoned. But the crisis festers. It builds pressure continuously. It waits for breaking point. It approaches dangerous eruption. And one unsettling truth remains. This is not just housing. This is societal fracture. This reflects deeper inequality. This reveals broken systems. If no change arrives soon, consequences will multiply. Streets will overflow completely. Infrastructure will collapse further. Public health will deteriorate rapidly. Social unrest will intensify. Violence risks will escalate. California stands at crossroads. Compassion or collapse. Reform or ruin. Solutions or silence. The choice feels urgent. Yet time continues moving. Victims keep suffering. Leaders keep delaying. And the story remains unfinished. Because the darkest reality, the true number remains unknown. The unseen suffering remains hidden. The real damage remains understated. And what unfolds next may shock millions. This nightmare continues expanding. And unless action arrives soon, California's RV homeless hell will define the future completely. California RV homeless hell grows worse daily. The streets tell painful stories. The cameras follow broken lives. Engines idle beside shattered hope. Rusted RVs line endless sidewalks. Tents hug cracked concrete edges. Faces show exhaustion and fear. This reality feels unreal, yet painfully true. California once promised golden dreams. Now it shows silent despair. RVs become moving prisons. Families sleep within fragile walls. Children wake beside highway noise. Sirens echo through cold dawns. The smell of smoke fills air. Survival feels brutally uncertain here. Each street reveals forgotten humanity. Every corner hides tragic struggles. People park wherever space appears. Laws change without real solutions. Officers warn, but suffering continues. Eviction fears haunt every sunrise. Safety feels like distant luxury. Dignity fades day by day. The crisis keeps spreading rapidly. New RVs join old rows. Sewage spills onto hot asphalt. Trash piles beside worn tires. Neighbors complain but feel helpless. Politicians speak without swift action. Promises echo without true change. Lives crumble behind metal shells. A mother rocks her tired baby. Her eyes carry endless worries. She whispers hopeful bedtime promises. Wind rattles thin RV panels. Hunger whispers alongside cold nights. Dreams dissolve before each morning. Innocence fades too quickly here. Elderly veterans sit silently outside. They stare into passing traffic. Forgotten service medals fade slowly. Pride mixes deeply with shame. Their stories vanish into silence. Society moves forward without notice. Respect feels painfully absent today. Young couples search empty shelters. Waiting lists stretch for months. Temporary housing remains unreachable. Costs rise beyond human reach. Jobs fail to cover rent. Desperation replaces former stability. Hope weakens with every rejection. California's sunshine cannot heal wounds. Golden rays hide broken systems. Tourists rarely see hidden suffering. Beautiful beaches mask grim realities. Prosperity exists beside misery here. The contrast feels painfully cruel.
Restrooms become rare treasures. Clean water feels like luxury. Washing becomes daily challenge. Hygiene suffers cruelly with time. Illness spreads through crowded spaces. Medical help feels far away.
Children struggle with schooling access. Stable education disappears slowly. Constant movement destroys routine. Concentration fades within noisy chaos. Futures feel stolen prematurely.
Nightfall brings deeper fears. Darkness invites unseen dangers. Theft, violence, and harassment rise. Sleep becomes restless and broken. Some remain awake for protection. Laws target RV residents harshly. New bans limit parking spaces. Tickets pile like silent threats. Tow trucks hover menacingly. Relocation brings further uncertainty. Stability continues slipping away. Neighbors grow angry and frustrated. Complaints flood city councils. Fear spreads within communities. Tension builds between housed and unhoused. Division deepens painfully fast.
Outreach workers walk street lines. They offer food and kind words. Supplies barely meet extreme demand. Hope flickers through genuine care. Compassion struggles against massive need. Mental illness affects many souls. Untreated trauma shapes daily life. Addiction grows within desperate isolation. Healing resources remain tragically limited. Rain transforms streets into hazards. Floodwaters invade fragile shelters. Belongings vanish within murky pools. Dry warmth disappears instantly. Misery intensifies under gray skies. The cycle repeats every season. Summer burns with relentless heat. Winter chills break weakened spirits. Survival depends on daily strength. Stories echo from each RV door. Dreams of safer homes linger. Memories whisper of normal lives. Stability feels hauntingly distant. One man once owned a business. Economic collapse erased everything. Medical debt swallowed his savings. Now he sleeps beside freeway noise. A young girl clutches a doll. Her innocence battles harsh reality. Childhood dreams fade into shadows. Laughter feels rare and forgotten. Streetlights glow over silent faces. The night smells of fatigue. Whispers of prayers float softly. Quiet begs for unseen miracles. Government programs struggle to expand. Resources remain painfully insufficient. Bureaucracy delays urgent solutions. Suffering refuses to wait. Shelter beds vanish quickly. Lines form before early dawn. Many leave empty-handed. Disappointment crushes tired hearts. Every statistic hides real names. Every number masks deep sorrow. Humanity cannot become forgotten data. Communities demand action louder. Protests rise with rising anger. Calls for reform echo strongly. Still, progress feels slow. California struggles with rising rents. Housing prices climb endlessly upward. Wages fail behind inflation pressure. The gap widens mercilessly. Trailer homes become last refuge. Mobility gives false comfort. Stability never truly arrives. Some find solace in faith. Others surrender to hopeless silence. Each path carries painful weight. Dogs guard small territories. Pets become loyal companions. Love survives within broken worlds. Trash trucks pass in different faces. Shoppers avoid eye contact. Society shields its gaze silently. The cycle feels endless and growing. More join the invisible crowd. The streets whisper quiet warnings.
This crisis demands deeper attention. It needs empathy and action. It begs immediate solutions. The future depends on compassion. Still the RV lines expand. Still the pain multiplies. Still hope faintly survives. The story continues unfolding daily. The camera reveals raw truth. America watches uneasy reality. California, RV homeless hell grows louder. And it keeps getting worse.